Are the bulls finally reclaiming control of the price action and preparing for a push back to 48k? Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. In today's video, we're going to be going over the short-term charts, discussing them from a technical and a structural perspective, going over the recent move, the upcoming expected moves, and of course, the key levels you should be watching out for. We'll also be going over the high time frame charts, the total cryptocurrency market cap, and the total altcoin market cap. Before we do get into it, smash that like button, hit that comment button, and subscribe to the channel. We post daily videos for Bitcoin focusing on the facts, the data, the technical, and the structural information. No hype, no BS, no emotion, pure raw TA. If that is the kind of content you're interested in, join us on Telegram. It is the third link down below. You'll get daily updates on charts, analysis, videos, educational posts, and everything you need to stay in the loop of cryptocurrency, the relevant economic news, and of course the market as a whole. If you're interested in taking your trading to a new level, join our VIP group. We post trading setups with exact entries, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, and exclusive analysis. You'll also get access to group chats, the general chat, the trading chart and education chat, the trade setup chat, the news, the help, and of course the daily video chat. If you're interested in joining, contact us in the pinned comment of the free channel for more information. Let's go ahead guys and dive into the video. Now you do have to excuse me today, my voice isn't feeling the best. I do feel like I'm losing my voice ever so slightly, so hang with me on that one. But starting on the market data, 24-hour volume is down 15%. We're sitting at a total of $90 billion. 24-hour liquidations are actually not down all that much. We're down 18.69%, sitting at a total of 138 million. So still relatively high. Of the 138 million, we have seen 97 million come from long positions and a pretty decent amount come from shorts at 41.5 million respectively. Moving over to the broader markets, the DXY has taken a bit of a nosedive here, moving back down into that major horizontal support level. Of course, actually breaking below that 50 EMA is going to be an initial sign of weakness. We can see the DXY has been attempting to climb higher over the last 2 weeks, but a lot of long wicks above this local high range at around 103.5, failing to do so and now rejecting back down to retest support. A loss of this local low will likely send the DXY back into a downtrend to retest this 101.5 level, which will be relatively bullish for risk assets. Moving over to the Dow Jones and of course the S&P 500, we can see over here the S&P 500 is breaching a new high, pushing higher and higher as we speak, recently testing that $4,963 range. We're looking for a move to $5,000 still. Again, while we remain above this area of support, this is going to be the expected target. If we do break below this area of support, this local low range, would then expect a downtrend to continue. Moving over to the Dow Jones over here, we can see again, very similar to the S&P 500, we have that local low support represented by the orange line. A loss of this level will result in a correction to retest our prior all-time high. Until then, we are sitting above this range of support. We are in a very strong uptrend. We are expecting the price action to continue to retest these psychological levels, looking at 39,000. Let's go ahead guys and jump over to Bitcoin. Today's video is going to be quite short because again, my voice isn't feeling the best. But before we do, a quick word from Bitget BingX. I wanted to briefly interrupt today's video to discuss the two exchanges we use on this channel, Bitget and BingX. So which exchange should you sign up to? If you look to the right hand side of the screen, you're going to see the list of differences in relation to KYC requirements and the countries these exchanges offer services to. The first link down below being the Bitget link and the second link down below being the BingX link. No matter which link you sign up to, you're going to get up to 15% discounts on your trading fees, up to $5,000 in trading rewards, and of course, you'll get access to every single MegaWhale exclusive bonus campaign we run on these exchanges. Alongside that, Bitget and BingX are incredibly similar. They are both ranked top 10 in terms of trading volume. They both have extensive liquidity pools and market pairs offering up to 125x leverage. And most importantly, they both offer protection funds for their users to protect you against any third-party hacks. So get started now and support the channel by clicking the links below. Thanks for listening. Okay guys, let's go ahead and jump over to Bitcoin. So there is a fair bit going on the charts. On the short term, we've seen a lot of short-term volatility. In fact, we saw a breakdown of a pretty substantial uptrend. This uptrending support has been the diagonal trend line we've been traversing along for about, we're looking at just over 7 days. So we saw a breakdown of that level, resulting in quite a large amount of long liquidations, followed by what is seen to be a sudden and unexpected reversal, actually breaking back above this trend line, resulting in deviation, liquidating again the back end of those long positions. You can see the majority of those long positions, short positions, came in liquidations in the last 12 hours, which was that recent rally for Bitcoin. So we'll be discussing what this means and what is happening on the charts when we get up to it in our short-term analysis. But starting on the higher time frames, the total cryptocurrency market caps to start and first off. We can see on the broader total cryptocurrency market cap, we are still sitting within that incredibly tight weekly zone, which is sitting between the 1.56 and $1.66 trillion range. These levels respectively make up the areas of resistance and support we retested numerous times in the last bull run cycle. You can see specifically this area, the $1.66 trillion level of resistance, was a major support. We did actually find a double bottom support back in February 2022 before that final rally to create that dead cat bounce high at 2.1 trillion. You can see this area has now been extended across as an area of significant resistance, and you can see just how important that level is in terms of this chart, with these large wicks occurring toward the top side and even these large wicks occurring to a downside, telling us right now we are really in this compression zone, this zone of indecision, this zone of consolidation where a large move should come and develop from. So taking a look at the total cryptocurrency market cap for what it's worth, if we look at these levels, we can clearly identify our high time frame levels of resistance and support, and we really only have two. The next high time frame level of resistance is going to be at local high point, sitting at a total of 2.15, or sitting between 2.09 and 2.16 trillion, and our total area of support is sitting all the way down at 1.3 trillion. So we have a resistance up over here, we have a support up over here, and we have this consolidation in this middle zone before a directional continuation upwards or downwards. Again, upwards is going to be more likely. But if we do lose this local low on the total cryptocurrency market cap, this could be a bad sign. So we're definitely watching for that weekly low. A loss of that weekly low could indicate all-round weakness in the broader markets. Moving over to the total altcoin cryptocurrency market cap, the total altcoin market cap is actually looking really healthy. It's looking really good. We had a very similar structure to what we saw on the total cryptocurrency market cap, which was this descending diagonal resistance, which we eventually broke upwards and out of from, taking us to that first level of resistance, which was that local low point from July 2021, and we have now actually flipped this level as an area of support. If we zoom in, you can see the price action broke toward the upside, we came back down, we retested this on 1 weekly candle, 2 weekly candles, 3 weekly candles, and then we had a retest of the low on that 4th weekly candle, which we have resulted in a rally back above. So we're still sitting above this level, and while we are above this area of support, we are in an overall uptrend. So no matter how much consolidation we see sideways, no matter how much chop we see sideways, provided this local low, which is sitting at this $440 billion level, is able to hold a support, the total cryptocurrency altcoin market cap is expected to continue upwards, and altcoins should rise over the coming months, year, whatever it's going to be. So overall, looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump over to our daily chart. So again, guys, on the daily chart, we are really looking for a few major things. Primarily, the most important thing we are looking out for is still going to be that bullish momentum shift on the RSI. If we draw that RSI trend line across, we can see right now that we are actually coming very close to a retest of that level. This is our RSI trend line. In fact, what I'll do to make this a little bit more visible is if we take off these trend lines, we can see right over here, we have that downtrend RSI, and we are looking for a break above this level. A break above this level will represent a positive momentum shift. If we take a look at the visible price range in correspondence to the RSI we are seeing here, we can go ahead and box this out really quickly. This represents within this cluster of price action, starting at this peak, okay, moving across within this cluster of price action, we have had progressively decreasing momentum. That is all it represents. It represents within this cluster of price action, moving into a major 48K resistance, we have that decreasing momentum. So what this will tell us if we break above this RSI trend line, it would tell us that the momentum within this period of price action has finally flipped positive again. That will do two things. Number one, it would indicate this support level will be very likely to hold a support going forward. And number two, it will facilitate a continuation back to retest the 46 to 48K resistance. So a very important thing we have to see occur if we want to see the price action continue that upward trajectory. Zooming out really quickly, guys, taking a look at our VRPV, we can see on the VRPV on the right hand side, let's go ahead and just calibrate this to our visible range. Here it is in 1 second. Let it load. Okay. Nope. Let's see. There we go. Okay, there we go. On the VRPV, we can see, guys, on the VRPV, we have the 48K resistance. We have a peak on the VRPV. And what happens after that? It significantly drops off into a divot at 52,000. So a $52,000 target would be that next target for Bitcoin when 48K breaks. When we break above 48,000, we are looking for a move to $52,000. That is the expected next target. As of right now, Bitcoin is still very much in an uptrend on the higher time frame. We are sitting above, again, our major 1 year long uptrend. We are sitting above the 50 MA. We have retested our high time frame levels at support and validated each of these levels of support. Nothing right now is screaming bearish other than the fact that we had exhaustion and an expected rejection from 48K, which in a few days, if the trend continues upwards, we of course will flip positive in regards to the momentum, and the exhaustion will dissipate and the price action should continue to rise. It is only going to be an issue if Bitcoin drops below 38,000. If Bitcoin drops below 38,000 as a result, okay? As a result of doing so, it will likely lose a 50 EMA, okay, the 38K support, and that is when we enter a weekly downtrend towards 32 to 31,000. Okay, guys? So as of right now, nothing is looking bad. Everything is looking healthy. If we lose 38,000, that is when we enter an extended higher time frame downtrend towards that 31,000, 32,000 support level. Let's go ahead and jump over to the short-term charts. So on these short-term charts, guys, like we said, we saw a little bit of turbulence in the last 24 hours. We saw a very sturdy, very important uptrending support line breakdown. We saw a breakdown of this 1 or so week long uptrending support line. We saw deviation below it, and now we have actually pushed back above it. So straight away, we're going to delete this diagonal support line. We're going to say it hasn't been respected and therefore it is no longer valid. We are looking at our horizontal levels as of right now as areas of significance and trigger points. So we have established a low right over here. This low has been slightly higher than our prior low. If we go ahead and draw a low in, and we draw our prior low in, our prior low is over here. So it created a slightly higher low, which of course is going to be bullish. It is going to be a good indication. We can drag that prior low across to create an area of support, which is going to act as a trigger zone for a correction lower. So now we have our base of support in. We can say that if we lose this area sitting at 41.75, we will then look for a correction to fill the gap on the VRPV, which you can see a strong decrease back down to that 40,000 towards the 40,800 range. So for the bearish continuation, for the bears to regain control and to push the price back down, was what happened was the bears took control, but they weren't able to sustain that control. They lost control right quickly. The bulls have stepped back in to take the price action back upwards. For the bears to actually step back in, we do need to see a loss of this level. and that will bring the price action back into this high time frame support. If we retest that high time frame support, you can see this is about a 7+ I think it's about a 9-week long support level now we will be retesting. So a very important level to hold of support. We can see the last time we broke below this level, it actually resulted in quite a flash crash down to 38,000. So we can say again, if we lose 40,000, we look for a similar response in a price action back down to that 38k support. And zooming back to the high time frame, like we said, 38k is a major level of support that if we do lose, we enter a weekly downtrend. So we know that this is a weekly trigger point for a continuation downwards, which makes it a very strong support level. So overall, we have a few supports. We have support number 1, we have support number 2, and we have support number 3 that we are looking out for continuations and areas to bounce from. So that takes us to the next point. The current trend is very much upwards. Bitcoin is still now in this overall uptrend. We can go ahead and adjust our diagonal trend line. Now again, these diagonal trend lines are always going to be, okay, until we have 3 points. We always need 1, 2, 3. We need 3 points of a retest on one side and 2 on the other side to validate a trend. So when we have these 2-point test trends, they are always going to be speculative, and they are just to give a general guide. They're not something to trade on, okay? Just a general guide of the trajectory of price action, and that can shift over time. What is the most important is that we're establishing higher highs, or should I say, higher lows as that trend is moving upwards, which indicates us more strongly we are in an overall uptrend. So looking at the current price action, the key level we need to break above still is going to be that 44.25k level. This level, this black trend line, 44.25, is going to be the key level as it acts as a major historical resistance on the short term for Bitcoin, which when we did break above resulted in that strong explosion in price action, which took us back to 46 to 48,000, even a little bit higher. So we are looking for a break of this level. A break of 44.26 would facilitate a positive momentum shift on the daily RSI in conjunction with the breakout of a major horizontal resistance, should actually facilitate that continuation back to retest these highs. Again, guys, watching on the short term as of right now, the closer we approach this resistance, the higher the probability of a rejection, and this area again is going to be an area of indecision and not an area that Bitcoin should fly through very quickly. We expect volatility to pick up if we break 44.25, but this could take quite some time of Bitcoin chopping around, maybe even moving back down, moving back up to actually get through this range of price action, due to how significant these levels are acting as triggers and resistances. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down below. Check out the Telegram channel. It is free. Join up. We post on there daily. And of course, if you're interested in learning how to analyze charts, how to trade, you can check out the Crypto Academy courses. It is a 10-unit course, guys. We teach you everything you need to know, developed by myself and Wolves of Crypto. We teach you TA. We teach you fundamental analysis. We teach you guys market patterns. We teach you market structures, candlestick patterns, risk management, and even market psychology. Check it out. Contact us via email, and I'll catch you guys in the next video on Sunday. Cheers.